Well, welcome back everyone to Mudstomp Solves. In today's episode we're going to be having a look at a paper-based puzzle, or paper pen puzzle if you prefer. I'm starting off today. I wanted to get started into some of these and I thought I would start with this one first, just because it's a little bit more straightforward than some of the others. So yeah, what I'm doing is a Masyu, depending on how you want to pronounce it, and this comes from a website that's called KrazyDad. KrazyDad produces a whole bunch of these pen paper puzzles. I'll be doing some more of these in the coming weeks, hopefully, in amongst cardboard puzzles. And I want to highlight where they come from each time, just to make sure you can find them yourself if you want to have a go, or if you want to puzzle along. And in particular, you can find others from his. So just to be clear, KrazyDad, I'm going to try and put a link in the bottom of the video. But this is the Masyu number 3 from Volume 1, Book 1 of the Easy set of puzzles. So yeah, now if you haven't seen one of these before, just to run through it quickly, the idea is you're going to create one big massive loop that connects all of these dots. You won't necessarily use the smaller black dots, all of them, but the white circles and the filled in black circles have to all be included into it. Okay, and essentially if it goes through one of these open white circles, it has to go straight through the circle from one small dot to the other small dot on the other side. And then either before or after or both, there has to be a turn in the line, so that it has to have a right angle on one of these dots around it, basically. The other part to it is the bigger black circles, and that has to be a corner. And either side of the corner, it has to go straight through the little dots. So for instance, if we look at this one over here, this corner, if it comes in from this side, it'll have to come from that dot through this dot to the corner, and then it has to go through, turn and go through this dot out to here, or through this dot out to here, and that's the only way this one can be fulfilled. Obviously one in the middle could go in multiple directions, so it just depends, but it has to be a right angle. So yeah, so that's the basic gist of how this puzzle works, and I'm going to try and show you some tricks to sort of get it started and see where we go from there. So one of the big tricks, as I demonstrated with this dot, it's because it has to have a corner, it either has to come down and through, or down and up, or right and up if you prefer, and right and down. So that means that this part always gets used. So whenever I see one of these on the edge, I always draw straight out from it to begin with, and then I know the next one will be there or there once I can figure out based on other clues. And if we go around the outside, we can see there's another one up here that does the same thing. It doesn't have anything on this side, so it's going to come into the puzzle like so. And there's a third one over here, and there's a fourth one down here. Now the fourth one down here is quite interesting. We can work with this a bit more. Because I've now entered the white circle, it has to go straight through the white circle, so it's going to go to there. But because from this dot it goes straight, that means this dot has to turn. So it's either going to turn down into here, or it's going to turn up into there. Now right at the minute I can't tell which way it's going to go, but what it does create is an interesting fact with this circle, and this is the next little bit that I tend to use a lot to get me started. Now when you have two of these dots side by side or more, you have the potentiality to get something figured out. And in this particular case, if I was going vertically through this dot, that would be creating a T intersection here, which can't happen because you need one big circle. So because of this one being connected already, I know that this circle is going to go through horizontally as well, which means that the next circle is also going to do the same thing because I can't create that T intersection. And because I'm then entering the next white circle, that has to go to the end straight through as well. And again, either side of this, because this one's got a straight on this side, next to this one here has to turn. And then on that one, it's got a straight side on the right, so this one has to turn left to right. It has to do that anyway, but that's the kind of idea behind it. Now this one, we can follow this line here. This line can't turn because again, we'd create a T intersection. So it has to go to here, which means for here, this white circle, the right side is going to turn as well. So these are all turning sides. Now, in addition to that, because I've now connected this dot here, if we go back to our black dot, because I know that if I was to come up to this dot, it would have to continue there, and that would create a altercation there that we don't want. So now I know that this black dot has to go downwards. All right, so we're already getting some complexity. Now, because of that, that can't go down because that's a corner. So it has to go up, and we've formed connections there. This also means that if we look at this as one entity, it has to connect to the rest of the circle. Because this has to turn, if it was to turn down, that would seal this off from the rest of the circle. So we now know this has to turn up and this has to turn down. So we're already getting a little bit through, which is nice. Now, working around all of this, we've got some more bits and pieces. I'm going to go to the top first just because I was working my way up. Again, this piece can't come down in and form a T, so I know that it has to be horizontally cut through. And again, this bit can't come down here to a side part of the circle, so it has to go up. At the moment, we can't figure that. It could come down, could go up still, we don't know. This bit could go straight or turn. Nothing particularly telling us at the moment with that. Again, as we go upwards, we've got this one here can't go vertically because we'll form a T, so we've got to go horizontally. And once again, like with this one, this black dot can't go up now because that would be cut short of going straight through. So it has to come down, and this one has to go up. Continuing along, this one here can't go down, so it's going to have to go horizontally. And you can see we're starting to build up a bank of parts, which is quite good in the long run of it. It'll be good to sort of figure things out. Now, just checking here, so this piece can go straight or turn. It can't turn up because that would seal a section off. It could go down. It could go straight to here. So we could have the start of an arm and then this black dot goes up or down. So then we can't really tell much there at this point, so that's fine. I do want to come back down to here, but first I want to deal with this corner. Now, again, this white dot is right on the edge, so we know that it can't go vertically, so it has to go horizontally, which then means that this one, same thing, has to go horizontally. So what you'll notice here is any time that you've got 3 or more white dots connected, they can't go through each other. Now, in this case and these cases so far, they've been built up on each other based on one of them not being able to be vertical. But I want to show you with this one here to demonstrate this a little bit further. Actually, no, I'm going to do it here because I want to show that there's no restriction on the ends, whereas here there'd be still that restriction there. But with these 3 dots, I know that these are all going to go across, okay? Because if I was to go vertically through this one, that would interrupt into this one or enter into this one, and that would have to go all the way through. And that would then enter into here, and that would have to go through. So I'd have a line going from this dot all the way down to this dot. That would mean that this circle then has no turns before or after it. So because of that, I know that these 3 have to be horizontal also. And that's another big clue for building these together. So the corner clue with the blacks and this kind of idea with the whites. So again, if I just float around and have a look, these I've got 4 of them together. Now this is already a hint that I can't go through that way, but with this ruling of what I just discovered or showed you, I know that these 4 have to all go vertical because they can't connect together, because we would have one giant line all the way across and these 2 white dots wouldn't have a turn next to them. So that's fine. Now, I could continue on with a lot of these. I'm going to quickly just fill in these ones because there are these sets of 3. And you'll notice with this one, I'm going to carry through because, again, it's hit the white. It's got to continue through. And this is just going to set me up with a whole lot of little bits to start solving to try and connect everything together. I could leave these and wait until the end or until I get from one part to the other, but I just want to connect them all straight up right now. And with this one here, this is on the edge, so I'm going to do that because, again, it can't go that way because it can't carry on to anything, so it has to be level with the side. We have another white down here on the side, same thing, only this one gets the lead up one because we're at the corner. Another white on the side over here, and another white over the side here. So now I'm going to go back and continue just working on bit by bit. So back in the left corner, top left corner, this bit here, we know it has to come down because it can't possibly connect anywhere else. That means that this corner here has to come down, and because it's come down, there's a corner there, it's got to work its way out instead, and it can't go up or down, so it has to keep coming out. And yeah, so Looking at this point, it can't come down because we'd seal that off, so that's got to come across. And I don't know whether it goes across all the way or not yet, but that's fine. And similarly with this, we could come down, we could go across and then down. We don't know, so we'll leave that for the moment. It does mean this black dot becomes interesting because although it can go that way, it can't come down anymore. So that means we're either going to have, because if it comes down, it's going to interact with that and not get its full 2 blocks, if you will. It's either going to come across like this and then up, or it's going to be not connected to that. It's going to go across here and then that way. Either way, we know it's going up. So I'm going to draw that line in there, just like if it was on the edge here, like when I did these ones. Continuing from there, let's have a look. So if that connects there, that can then go up. So that still works. That's fine. That doesn't cancel that out. This doesn't necessarily have to go down. It could go across and then this could turn one way. So that's not a big deal. We've got a white dot next to a wall, if you will. So we know that this has to be vertical. Now that also means that can't go out that way anymore. So it has to come out this way. And that means that this is going to go up here. And yeah, I'm still not sure what else could happen yet. This could hypothetically come down and go there, I suppose. But I'm not going to think that through too much right at the minute. Going back to this black dot, I'm just noticing, I want to get down to here, but I've just noticed this. That can't go that way because it would be that one section. We need 2. So that's going to go across to here. But this is good because that means that this is going to go to the left. This one's going to go to the left. And this has to come down, which is interesting because we're coming back to what I was just surmising. This can't connect to that, so it has to come down. And then we're going to follow that through. And because this is one section all here, this reverse 3, these 2 parts have to come out, not connect to each other. So we've just gained quite a bit there. This part here can't go down and it can't go into the black, so it's got to come out this way. Then these could hypothetically connect together. There's not much indicating there, so we'll leave that for the moment. And just because I've connected to here, this over here can come that way. Now this has to go left or right because we've had that straight there. This one needs a corner here. It's not going to be right because if it was to go, well, let's reverse this in a different way. This here needs to continue. It can't go there, so it's got to come down. So this is a confined space. If that goes right, we block it off. So that's not going to work. So that's got to go to the left, and this is going to come down further. Similarly with this one, can't say yet. So I'm going to leave that one for the moment. This black dot, now it's connected there, so it's got to either go up or down, and there's only one gap there, so, and then it runs into that, so it can't go down, it has to go up. Now, that could come down and that could go there, or it could go there and that could go over there, so yeah, not much we can do with that for the minute. This does have to turn though, because we've got that double white dot. That means on the right side of this one and the left side of that, they both have to turn, so that has to turn down now. Excuse me. Which means with this white dot, we can't go horizontal because it'll connect in a T, so to speak, with that. So they have to go down, and because they're 2 right next to each other, they have to continue through, and then they have to turn either side, and this can't turn left, so it's going to turn right. I need to remember to get a drink of water when I do these ones, but anyway. Future problem for future me, I should say. So this isn't going right, it's going to go up. Then it can't go straight up because that'll seal that, so it has to go to the right. This has to come out there. They don't have turns on the left, so they have to turn on the right, and they can't turn together because that'll seal that, so that has to go up and that has to go down. This means that this black is got nothing on there, so it's like it's on the edge, which means it has to come out here, and then it has to go up or down. Up is a sealing box and too short, so it has to come down. All right, small break there so that I can rehydrate my throat. Excuse me. Might have to get a warm tea next time I'm doing something like this. Now, where was I up to? I'm not sure, but that's right. We had the black come down. So this has to go up now. This could go horizontal still because it could connect to that. Well, no, hang on. if that goes horizontal, where does this one go? It can't go to the right because it seals that off, so it'd have to go to the left. Which means if this is horizontal, that would have to come down and connect to that. That could go to there. Yeah, okay. We can't tell enough with that, I don't think. Not enough that I want to explore it right now anyway. There's other things to do. So with this one, let's have a look. This is going to come down and down over here. That'll do that for the minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. If that connects up there, that then means we have 3 pieces here. And that usually doesn't work. You need pieces to match that have even numbers. So I'm just wondering if it's worth my time, but I think I'll have a look. So if that goes up there, this, if it was to come across, it can't go there because it wouldn't be able to connect there, there, or there. So it'd have to come down. And then this wouldn't be able to connect there or there. So that means, by that logic, because if that goes up, this comes across, has to connect down, that doesn't work. So that can't connect across. So if that goes up, can that come down? If that comes down, that can come down. Doesn't have to go up, it can come down and go further down here. So yeah, I can't prove that yet, that can't go up on the thing. All right. All right, this bit here. The white can't go vertical, so it has to go horizontal, which means we have a double horizontal. That means that can't go there or there, so it has to connect across here. This has to turn because we don't have a turn there, so then that has to come down, and similarly this has to come down. All right, finally we're going to get down to this lower left corner. So, first things first, this one here can't go vertical to that, so it has to be horizontal, which means this one also has to be horizontal because it's next to it. Now, can we tell what to do here? We could hypothetically go across down here. Well, no, hang on. This is in the corner. This has to go up and connect to that. So there you go. If this comes out here, it'd come down there and around to there, so that'll connect to that. Or it can come straight down and connect to that. So either way, these two are going to connect there. This can't come up. Let me talk that through one more time just to make sure. If this comes across, comes down, and it'll hook back and it'll connect to that. If it doesn't go across, it's got to come down and connect to that. So either way, they're going to connect, which means this can't connect there. It has to come across to here. All right, so that's going to come down to whether there's a turn here or not for these two, most likely. And I'm going to predict, because this is two options that both work, there's probably not going to be a turn on these, forcing that to turn straight away, is what I'm going to assume. But until I can prove it, I'm not going to do it. Right, let's see what else we've got. Okay, another little hint you can use. Two black dots facing each other. Now, if I was to connect these two dots, they would have to have a right angle that goes out, say. In this case, it would have to go up for that one, can't come down. But this would also have a right angle, which means that those two dots connecting to each other wouldn't have that double dot carry through. So when they're close like this, they can't connect, which means that they are effectively a wall to each other, like these ones. So that means that this one has to come, either it has to be like this, or it has to be like that. And in this case, it can't go down, so it has to go up. So it's going to go 2 that way and 2 that way. That could still go 2 down and then hook back around here, I suppose. That's fine. That's got to extend out to there. And this one's got the same thing as that. It can't go that way, so it's either got to go fully there or fully down, and it can't go down, so it has to be up. Which also means that this one also has to be up now. And again, these are too close, they can't be matched, so this has to go up or down anyway because of this connection. It can't go down because it'll hit the white there. So it has to go up 2. And this one has to stick outwards. So that's that. And it either has to go 2 down or 2 up. I don't think I can say for sure on that. Quick and easy. I could probably map it out going down against this, but I think what'll be quicker is to go back to what I predicted. This is a straight, so this has to be a curve, so that goes down there. Now, if that connects down, those connect together, that's fine. If it connects up, can't really tell at this point, so that's going to stay there. This can't go up, so it's going to come across and across again. No turn. Excuse me. No turn there, so that means that this one has to turn upwards there, which means this is going to turn up too. That could connect to that, but don't know if it has to. Let's follow this bit. This bit comes out, can't go there or down, so it has to connect to there, which means this then has to go up. Now, this piece can't come down here because it can't connect to any of them, so it has to go across there, and then this piece is going to come across there. It's an interesting shape, so to speak. All right. We then have, this is an isolated section, so that can't turn there, so it's got to go up, which means it's got to go straight through there, and then it's got to turn left or right. Because this is turning left or right, this has to turn left or right as well. Let's see. Oh, that's got a solid wall there, so that has to go horizontal. That means that can't go up, has to come down. Goes there, goes there, goes there. This is then going to go up, and this goes up. All right. We have 3 points here, and there's one there. That one can go up. That needs to turn actually, because that's a straight there, so that's going to turn that way. And then this, if it was to come back, can't connect to any of them, so it can't come back. It's got to go forwards or to the right. Almost done. If I connect that through there, straight through vertically, then that's a straight and that's straight. There's no turns around it, so that can't go vertical. It's got to go horizontal. Now this can't connect there. Could go back that way. Could come this way. Not seeing anything that would force that at the moment. Down here. I mean, this has to connect to that, because if it was to come up around there, that's got nothing. But it could be a turned one or a straight one, so we don't know. But that does mean then that this could be straight or bent, depending. That's what's going to force that, probably. Let's see, what else have we got? Going back to what I thought through there, if that goes, this shows me I often do one step too short to check some of these things. So let's go through this again. If we go up there, and this can either go across or down. If it goes across, it can't go to here, so it has to come down, and then that can't go anywhere. So that can't come across if that goes up. But if that goes up and that comes down, then this needs to come down. But then we've got 3 connections at the bottom here. So if it comes down and connects to that, that's got nothing. If it comes down and connects to that, that's got nothing. So that means that this can't connect down and it can't go across, which means that can't go up. It has to come down. That's going to go across there. Okay, so let's sync this through a bit more. This is going to come out this way. These can't connect because they'll be isolated. Excuse the noise, it's cats playing in the background. And then there's no turn there, so that has to turn and connect to that. Alright, that's the end piece there and the end piece there, so these two can't connect directly. They've got to include all that. Let's see. If this goes straight, then it has to connect to that, and that has to connect to that. Then that goes up. Well, hang on, no. I did this horizontal. I missed this before. Should have seen this. So that's horizontal. That piece has to turn. Can't go there because it isolates that, so it has to go that way. I feel like I should have picked that up earlier, but anyway. This is then going to come down, connect to that one. That doesn't have to turn, but if it goes forwards, yeah, this one can't go there or there. It has to come up. There we go. And then that has to go there, and we finished. So there's a Masyu or Masyu, depending on how you want to pronounce it, paper pen puzzle completed. So if you liked the video, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If there's something about this you're curious about, I'd love to hear from you and I can explain or whatever. This was obviously an easy one. I'm hoping to do some harder ones soon enough, but I thought I'd do some easy ones to begin with and some different types of puzzles. So there's a bunch more. Again, KrazyDad is the website to check out. There's a stack of puzzles on there from him that's definitely worth checking out. He's done his own puzzle creations and that. The difficulty does range incredibly. So as you move through a booklet, they get harder. As you move through volumes, they get harder. So there's definitely a lot there for what I would assume is everyone. But go check him out. Let me know if you'd love to see any of his other puzzles done. There are a few others that I want to do eventually. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.